Hello everybody, this is Scott with KC Blade Drip. Thank you for joining today. It is Easter. It's Easter today. Now I know you're probably watching this way after the fact or days after the fact, but yeah, it's Easter 2022. So it's kind of a gloomy day here in Kansas City, but we've got knives to talk about. I love them. Showing, telling, every knife has a story. Here we go, bringing a story to you of this particular knife. It's been a long time coming. I'm somewhat new to the whole, at this point, YouTube review / talking about knives. It's early in this journey, guys, but you're with me each step of the way. The little guy, we got you covered. No big productions, promos, things going on, just me and you, talking with you, and appreciate you're here. Instagram, KC Blade Drip. A lot of cool stuff that I put on there before I talk about it. So check it out, subscribe, like this video, subscribe to my channel, please. It helps me out. Then I know that people are interested. So here we go. It's a Microtech. You guys know Microtech. You're probably searching, looking, or seeing my other videos. This one's a dandy, guys. This is special. Broke this out. This particular knife here, this is my first Microtech I ever owned. Yes, sir. My first Microtech that I ever bought 6 years ago. March of 2016. That's the born on, or the date here. I don't know if you can see it, guys, but look at that. Whoop. March 2016 right here in the serial number. This is a Microtech Troodon. I believe it's Troodon. Some people say Troodon. I'll say Troodon. It's from a dinosaur, I believe. Microtech has been around for a long time, guys. I graduated in '91, and these, I believe, Anthony Marfione started back in, I believe, '93. Oh man, the coffee goes down good in the morning. I'm drinking Death Wish. Like it black. So, when I first started, now I've carried knives periodically throughout my life, but never really collected or thought them for anything more than just a tool. So back in 2015-ish, I was working as a press operator. I was climbing all over hot presses for injection molding styrofoam products. Well, more of a lead for that company, but did a lot of repair work on the presses and opening or cutting different packaging open, bags open, all different, just standard uses for knives. So I bought a knife. This was actually my second knife that I had bought. And the reason I got into these is I love out the fronts. Big fan of them. I've got a lot I'm going to review in the future too, of OTFs. I love the way they look, the way that they fire. I mean, just the pow behind it. This is an SE, which is a single edge drop point. It's LMAX steel. They use LMAX, M390, 240, a few different types of steels. More or less recently, I've mainly seen that they've primarily been using M390. Made in USA, guys. Got a little wear on the tip here. Little usage. So I carried this. Now, Microtech makes several different styles, several different sizes of out the fronts, and that's primarily what we're covering. This particular one, now when I got it, I really, from pictures and kind of reading, checking, when you're new to knives, you may not. I didn't really know the actual size of this. And to me, it's actually a small knife. I like the orange color, it kind of popped. Here's the glass breaker. Now, I'm going to, as far as this knife goes, and it's got the proprietary screws here. Never opened this. I'll never open any of my knives that are out the fronts like this. A little rim oil spray in here, shake it, dry it if you needed to. This is a double action, meaning that you can push it out, it ejects, and you can pull it in. Now, this is a stiff one. Ever since I got it all the way till now, this is kind of difficult. And for me, and I'd like to think I kind of have a strong hand. I don't ever really have issues, but this one is a very, very tight Microtech OTF. It's very, for me, it just takes a little bit, especially pulling it back. This one is one of the smaller ones. They have other ones that are even smaller than this, but I tend to gravitate towards a larger knife. Now, let's go ahead here. I'm gonna, we'll sit this here. I'm gonna just measure it for you real quick. Overall, guys, we're looking at right around 7.5 inches. That's with the glass breaker. Without that, you're looking at about 7.25. The blade itself is a little over 3 inches. 3.25 maybe. Okay, and this is not a science. I'm just kind of doing it myself here. Probably about a 3-inch of cutting area. It's not that thick. See, we're not even looking at like a 1/2 inch here. It's light. In fact, let me just go ahead here while I've got it out. Here we go. Dang it. Woo, man, that's stiff. All right, let's see here what we've got on the weight. I want to weigh this for you while I have you. 2.6 ounces. I know you didn't see it, but with the mat and everything else, I like my scale. Well, actually, let's just do it for you guys. See if we're zeroed out. You can see it. 2.8. This is, I think the cushion on the, yeah, 2.6, 2.7 ounces. So it's light, very lightweight. Now, with this, it comes with a clip. Now the story, I got this knife, I was working as a press operator. I use this all the time. Every day I carried it. I loved the Microtech, loved that it was out the front. Little things about out the fronts. Guys, it's, to me, and this is a little bit of a thing just to be aware of. Since it is out the front, there's the possibility stuff gets in here. Anything that you're using this for, you're cutting with, keep in mind that when you retract it, it's going to take it into the blade or the housing here. I don't, with these, cut anything that's really going to be sticky, food, moisture, anything that could gunk up the tracks on the inside. I try to keep it to dry products, wipe it off good. If you're going to use it for because once this thing is deployed, you're good to go. This is awesome. This knife is going to run through damn near any task you give it. Like with all of their knives, they're premium. These are very well crafted, very well made. You want to make sure when you're pulling it in that this blade is clean. Because when you pull it in here, it can gunk that up and then you're going to have firing issues, and you don't want anything on the inside of this. just really one of the drawbacks of an OTF, any OTF, is anytime you use it, when you pull it back in and retract it, there could be the potential of things getting inside here. So, but it's a nice little handy, it's comfortable, handy knife. You got this like a step side here, firing button on the side. Some have them over here, but I actually like the way it is because when you grip the knife, your thumb goes right on it. For everyday carry, which everyday carry can be different depending on who you are. My everyday carry may be me sitting at a desk typing on a computer and I'm opening a letter. Someone else may be going out in the jungle and actually chopping down vines. I don't know, but for, I would say most people, an everyday carry, if you're talking about light utility, this is really well. This works very well. You can pull it out with one hand out of your pocket, deploy it, retract it, cut what you need. You can do it with one hand. That's a benefit of an OTF, is you can fire, retract, cut. You can hold whatever you need to with your left or opposite hand, non-dominant. You can use it, retract it, and you don't have to be using two hands to fold up your knife. So that's one of the benefits of an OTF. They've been in the business a long time making OTFs at Microtech. Now, for me and this knife, like I said, I used this for probably, I don't know, maybe a year and a half, 2 years, and then I kind of started getting more and more into Microtechs and other types of knives, various makers. But I started getting curious, you know how that goes, and then it grows like an illness. You just gotta get more, gotta get more. But I did carry it for a while. This worked and performed wonderfully. The blade is still in immaculate shape, just got some little wear on it, as you can see, but nothing heavy duty on it. No problems, no real damage at all, none at all. These always kind of wear a little bit on the handle. These are aluminum scales. I like the texture on the handle. It gives you a nice grip. Again, the Troodon is a smaller, quote unquote, it's smaller than the Ultratech, which is a little bit longer, and I believe they're about the same width. But the Ultratech is a little bigger, and then of course you get bigger than that with like the Combat Troodon, which by the same name, but it's a combat, and that's quite a bit bigger. I'll be covering that in the future as well on future videos, or you may be coming to this video later after watching, depending on when you're actually watching this video. Now, the only bad experience I ever had with Microtech, and I love Microtech, I'll keep buying and always will their products. I love the people there. I've talked with, dealt with a lot of really, really special people there. The only bad experience I ever had was with my pocket clip. I got it caught in my pants and I was at work. And as I said, I'm on a lot of machinery and stuff. And it got caught and just snapped off. It broke. Well, what I did was I threw this in my pocket. In fact, it's great for pocketing and just dropping it in there because it's so light. So if I'm wearing dress pants or some type of shorts or pants where I don't really want to have something showing or I need something light, I'll drop this in my pocket. Never thought much about it. It's not a big deal. It's my responsibility, and I broke the clip. But probably a year ago, I emailed Microtech and I just said, hey, you know, I have this particular knife, the Troodon, the clip broke. And they responded and they said, yeah, you know, send us a picture. I sent them a few pictures of this knife so that they could see, I mean, it's a real Microtech. And never heard back from them. Well, I did hear back. They said, I'm sorry, they had told me, I'm going to see if I can get a clip, you know, in the next few weeks. I'll try to get that out to you. And I was like, oh, that's cool. You know, just a generic clip or something. And so I waited probably a few months, didn't see or hear anything. So I emailed, I followed up, And then I got no response. Over the course of that year, I emailed them maybe 4 or 5 times because I'm a patient guy. I wasn't pestering them. It's not a huge deal. I said, hey, can I buy it or something? I'd like to have a clip. Didn't hear anything. So I even messaged a couple of people through Instagram or different venues that it said, hey, let me know. And they worked for Microtech. I sent them messages. Didn't hear from them. Got ignored. So I'm not going to worry about it. I don't need a clip. If somebody had a spare clip, I would put one on it just to have it. But this stays in my collection. I drop it in my pocket every once in a while just to have a knife. Just that I can carry in my pocket that's easy and lightweight. So I do carry it from time to time, but it mainly stays in my collection with great memories. My very first Microtech that I ever owned. Perfect size, OTF. I love the orange color. It's popping. Really love the trigger on here. It is a little stiff. I could probably spray some rim oil and maybe work it a little bit, but I don't care. This is fine. It works perfect. If you were a little bit weaker, or maybe your hand wasn't as strong, you might have a little more issues with it. But if you have any questions on the Troodon, let me know. You can find lots of information about these online. They're a very, very popular knife. Again, this is the drop point. It's a single edge. These come in double-edged daggers. They come in the Hellhound, which I have one. I'll be reviewing that as well. I've got a signature series Hellhound. It's an Ultratech though, but they make a lot of their blade styles for all their different, depending on the type of knife. They have a lot of different blade styles, finishes, satin, blacked out, stone washed, and you can get into pricier stuff. This one I think was maybe $230, $220 when I bought it. Microtech is a great company, really is though. Very, very good company. I'm happy with them. Again, I'll be excited to show you more of my collection of Microtechs, as well as I've got other knives, odds and ends stuff, just kind of coming in. I did a unboxing, which was my first one, and it's uploaded on my channel too. Not sure if I'm going to do it because I like to actually carry and use my knives and then tell you about how they worked, functioned, and everything. Because when you first unbox it, you're just basically wetting yourself. You're like, oh my gosh, look at this, it's great, but it's not giving you any information about how it's performing. This performs well. Very minimal play in the blade here. Very minimal. You can hear just a little bit, but not much. That's very typical with an OTF. And they do go kind of to one side here, the way that the track runs on the inside of these. So if you look at it, it'll kind of be towards one side and very little play, but that's just because of the way that the knife is. That's in all OTFs other than the Hawk Deadlock. So again, LMAX, this is the Microtech Troodon. If you have any questions, let me know. Please, again, give me a like, subscribe. I'm going to have a lot more coming at you. I hope you had a wonderful Mother's Day in 2022. Mother's Day and Easter, which today's Easter. Golly. Have a great day, guys. Thanks for joining.